Queens, welcome back to a house update. This one's going to be a little different. So we're going to do a house update plus a Q&A of like my design style, how it changed from the last house. We're going to go through my mood board, vision boards for every room, how I do my planning. We're going to do all the things. I've learned so much. I'm really trying to like take this on. This is a full-time job, first of all. Let's just be clear. That's why there's professional for it. But I'm really trying to like take this on, learn a lot. So I just want to share what I learned so far. We're going to start with the guest bedroom because we have completely changed it. We had 2 guest bedrooms in the last house, but we never really designed them like we were having guests as soon as we moved in. We just kind of threw some beds in there and put TVs up and called it a day. So I really wanted this to be a sanctuary. Like I wanted the rest of the house to continue into this room. The vibe is kind of like Bali, Thailand, just vacation. Really like the one hotel. That's kind of the vibe, but on a budget. So we'll give you a tour, and then we'll go downstairs. I'll update you on what has changed since the last house update, and then we'll get into the questions. I think that's everything. My robe is feeling well, just FYI. So starting when you walk in the room, actually there is a door to the right, and there's a walk-in closet and a bathroom. Actually, let me just quickly show you. It's kind of a mess because we have our Christmas stuff in there right now. But we do want to clear this out before our next guest and put it in the attic. And then the bathroom is really nice. There's me. Just vanity, a few soaps, a shower. Same kind of similar to the downstairs bathroom. So yeah, that's the bathroom. Now, moving back over here. Okay. So when you walk in, we put some art right here, which hopefully you can see. This is from a local photographer. Her name is Maureen. And I found this at that place I was telling you about. What's it called? Torpedo Factory. Where it's just like a big warehouse and then a bunch of artists like rent spaces. So I absolutely love this. I think it's just trying to get out of the reflection. There we go. It's so gorgeous. It's like a little lake with a duck. Oh, it's stunning. And it just feels so calm, and that's the vibe I wanted in the room. So I feel like this is giving art gallery right when you walk in. And then as you walk into the rest of the space, you just see the rug, which I love. I feel like it really ties in. I wanted a little bit of color, but a very like soft palette. We found this at Home Goods, and it is so soft and supple. And then just a quick pan. The bed is kind of what started the whole transformation. This chocolate brown just feels so cozy, and it's like a velvet. It's very soft. And I found that on Wayfair, I'm pretty sure. No, I saw something on Wayfair, and then it just got me looking into chocolate brown beds, and I found this one on Amazon. So love that. And then the side tables you will recognize because they are from the old studio from CB2. It's just they come in. Well, they don't come in a set of 3, but there's 3 of them. They're like nesting tables. And I bought all 3, and then I just kind of like moved that room around, and now I'm doing something totally different with the studio. And I like the idea of having like unique side tables. I feel like it kind of gives a hotel vibe instead of just like nightstands. And then everything else is pretty much repurposed. The pillows are from our old bedroom, like the little throw pillows. All of the knickknacks and everything. I did find the lamps at Home Goods, I believe. The tree is from Amazon. Here's a better view. That little picture, I'm pretty sure, is from Target. And then let me show you the other side. These chairs you will also recognize from the old studio because we're going to do a couch in the new one. So they were kind of perfect here. And then this little, we obviously don't need like a full dresser or anything. So I just wanted something with a little kind of like shape and texture. I like this one. I like it ties in the chocolate. That is from Home Goods as well. This TV is actually the TV that goes in the gym, but my mom came and we hadn't put the actual TV up yet. So that's there for now. And then we're going to put this TV actually on the wall. So like mounted. So then we'll probably just put more knickknacks there. And then this used to be at our front door, this stunning mirror from Firm Living or Farm Living. I'll put it on the screen, but it looks super cute there. And then we still need window coverings. As you can see, our backyard is huge. I don't know if I actually shared how like big. When you come up close, again, it's just like just a few trinkets, candles, lamps, a little faux plant, some books that kind of give that tropical feel. So yeah, definitely like vacation vibes. And the way I really wanted to take it up a notch was the bedding. So let's get into that. So as you can see, we really upgraded the bedroom. I wanted it to feel like an extension of the rest of the house, and I want it to just feel a little more elevated and again, like a retreat. So we got, new rug, which is just soft, kind of brings that feeling in. New bed, which is just more plush and more elevated, more elegant. And of course, we got bedding. Speaking of bedding, this video is in partnership with Brooklinen, who I've talked about before. That's mainly the only bedding we use in our bed. So then, when before my mom was coming, I was just like, I just really want her to be super comfortable. I want her to like just feel like she's getting a little treat. So again, we got her like new pillows and just I was thinking of all the things, all the comforts I want in my room. I have a special pillow child, and sheets are very important to me. So that made me think of getting new sheets. So we've had the Brooklyn, and we have like the 4 sheet set, and we have the linen ones. I think we have 3 sets that we just rotate. And absolutely love them. They're super soft. They're one affordable, but they feel quality and they feel more elevated and high end. Through what we put in here and why. Of course, the color palette was important, but I wanted to use a duvet and a duvet cover. I wanted it to just feel very plush and again, very hotel like. And then for the sheets, that is the core sheet set. Sheets are just so soft. Of course, we already washed them before we put them on the bed. I feel like they get better as you wash them, which is really amazing because we keep our sheets for a good amount of time. And especially if they match the room, like that's kind of important, like to keep the thing. If you've never heard of Brooklinen, it is a premium brand, thoughtfully designed and inspired by the way you live. It's all about joy, comfort, and ease, which I feel like is my body, right? I want the rooms to feel luxurious, but I also want them to feel comfortable. I don't want them to feel stuffy, and I don't want people to feel like they can't relax. So it's very important to me. And then we use the Brooklinen Classic Hardcore Sheet Bundle. This is great for hot sleepers. It kind of has a cooling effect, which is why I really like it in our bedroom, and I wanted to put it here. And instead of buying individual items, you can save 20% by purchasing a hardcore bundle, which includes the 4 sheet set, which is what I have, extra pillowcases, and a duvet cover, which is also what I have. You can save 15% off on your first order, and everything you need will be in the description box. I think that's everything. But let's go downstairs. Let's get through the updates there, and then we'll get into the Q&A. And thank you to Brooklinen for sponsoring this part of the video. All right, so here is an update of the entrance. I think you guys have seen this before. I know the mirror was here last time, and I'm using a different camera because I wanted to kind of show like an accurate depiction. A lot of people said I should put a table right here, but I think it looks like more room than it actually is. I kind of think of this, even though it's like the size of a room, I kind of look at this space as like a hallway, right? Like this is the door. This is exactly the width of the doors. Just like you walk in, Josh's office there. So we can't put a table there, right? Like an entryway table, like a foyer kind of table. And then there's the mirror here. So like the only place to put a table would be here, which I've always wanted a round foyer table. But for what I'm using this for, that wouldn't work, right? This is work here. This is where I take my outfit of the day pictures. I've been planning this space for a very long time. And then this is kind of the backdrop of those outfit of the day pictures. So this is really the only place. And I feel like even if you did put it here, there's enough space, but then you would walk around the table and then you'd be walking into this thing, which we also have plans for. So we'll talk about that when we sit down, but hopefully that helps. So on this wall, I don't think anything is new. This is a picture from the old house. Again, we're just trying things out. I know I want some bold color right when you walk through the door, but I still haven't found anything. The picture that was there is actually getting framed, like a professional frame, but I still don't know where that's going to go either. So just seeing how we feel. These plants I do want to share because I think they are gorgeous. These are both from Amazon, Big Leaf Olive Tree. I knew I wanted some plants, and then the planters are also from Amazon. They're stunning. The chairs were already here, Restoration Hardware. Same thing with this console table. So all of this is pretty much the same. I'm trying out different flowers here as well. So that's that. Again, this is our big mirror, which we love her. We love her. Value City Furniture. And then as you can see, this space, which I talked about like not being sure what to do with it, I'm definitely going to just use it as a flex space. I like it just clear and open for most of the time, but I'm going to have a little dinner party tomorrow. So this is where that's going to be set up because I'm having more than 5 people, which is what sits at my dining table. So these are just like 2 folding tables, and then I'm going to get more. I'm just kind of like testing out the setup right now. What I'm going to get more covers to go over the table. So I'll take a. You'll see that on Instagram probably. And then over here is the dining room. So that's where the chairs would be. No updates here. This lamp is new, which came from IKEA. That is from CB2, which we've already had. Obviously, we still need window treatments here, which I'm not sure. This piece of artwork I absolutely love. I'll put his Instagram up on the screen, but I found him at Torpedo Factory as well. So I got a couple pieces from him. He took this picture in Tokyo, and it's just in a restaurant, and I just love it. It's like it gives like utility and like workforce, but it also gives like fashion. That's a picture in the restaurant of Linda Evangelista. I just love it, and I love that it's black and white. Also in here is another one of his pictures or photographs, which is literally, I don't remember where this one was taken, but it's like just kids sitting on a ledge. And to me, this just like signifies like how kids don't know color, right? They just like hang out together, they have a good time, and it's, it's just so easy when you're young, basically. So that's that. And then here's a little living room update. We found a rug. Praise the Lord. And I absolutely adore it. Couch is the same, Value City Furniture, which we love. The rug is from Lulu in Georgia, and I didn't want to make the splurge, but I just really had to. I knew I wanted some texture. I knew I wanted a little bit of a print or a pattern, but I also knew I wanted it to be dark and give those moody vibes, and it was perfect. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get, the table is also from Lulu in Georgia. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a second one so that it just looks like a big square. But again, I'm just feeling things out. Like there's no rush. So I like to live with things, change things around, and just live with it and see how I feel. Coffee table books. A lot of people had questions. I collect coffee table books, most of them from Home Goods, but I do get intentional and go looking for things on Amazon. So like this one, I had it in my mood board when I was designing this room. So I knew I wanted it. Kelly Wearstler is one of my favorite designers. And then this one is a Black designer, and I absolutely love her. Her name is Bridget Romanek. Her house is what inspired me to really focus on design and like figuring it out with my own house. So I'll pop up her house tour that really inspired me, and then where you can like find her book. But I love looking for very thoughtful coffee table books. And then this little side table is also from Lulu in Georgia. I did work with them over on Instagram, like to get a few things. So I got this table, I got this table, I got this little drink table, which I love. It's like marble at the bottom. But the rug I did buy. She was a pretty penny. So that's that. This I found at Home Goods, which I absolutely love. I knew I needed something with more drama. So fig leaf tree is always my go-to. That's what's in my bedroom. And I love her. And then over here, this is probably my favorite piece of art ever. I actually want to get the actual painting, but I'm just waiting on this girl to like paint more. Her name is So Trill on Instagram, and I'll put up her like actual name. But I've been following her for a very long time, and she is an artist. This is just a print of one of her works of art. It's called Gone Fishing, and I absolutely love it. I feel like it just signifies like all of the layers of being a woman. Like this girl, this woman is dressed to the nines. She is perched. She's reading a book. She is fishing. She is standing, like sitting up straight. There's just like so many things. It's so colorful and so elegant, but also fun at the same time. And then I did get this frame. I got all of my photographs and art framed at Framebridge. They just have a local store here. So I got this beautiful gold frame for that. This is another piece of art from that same photographer. From the other two, and I just love this. This just reminds me of like St. Louis and childhood and like waiting in barbershops for cousins. I love this. And I got this beautiful, I don't know if you can see how it's like green and it's, let me get it in the light. Oh, you see how gorgeous that frame is? So I have to find the right spot for this so that this frame really shines. But that's that. And then this little box I got from an antique store back in Virginia Beach. This used to be in our bedroom also. But we have to change our entire bedroom around because nothing fits the way we thought. So I think that's everything in the green chairs are from Wayfair. I think those are new. Then the only other new thing is this. I'm not sure if this was here before. That's just candle wax. But this is from Value City. And I've always wanted a library, so this is the closest I'm getting right now. So it's just 4 bookcases, and then we did lots of books, and I think it just adds a lot of dimension to the room. And then this gorgeous lamp is also blue in Georgia. So that is the living room, and we're gonna do. I'm pretty sure just like curtains the same color as the wall. So that's what will be there and over there. And then this is the patio. We don't have our cushions on because it was just raining, but we got these pieces from West Elm. That's that update. And then the kitchen, there's not really an update. I'll just do a quick little overview. We did have this work done. Oh, that might be new. I don't think I've done a house update since we put this black paneling here. We wanted to continue with like the feel of the black cabinets from this side and make it feel more connected. So we found someone local. I'll put his name on the screen, who just added the paneling there. And I feel like it makes the wood over here pop a bit more. So that is the kitchen. Still pretty simple. Oh, we did find, I think these were here before too, these chairs. So, and then this artwork was here before, but I feel like it pops so much more. This is also a local photographer. And I found him also at Torpedo Factory. It was the first artist we found. And this is the reflecting pool during COVID when they drained it to clean it. And I just feel like it's such an interesting way to remember 2020. That's the kitchen. Now let's get into the Q&A. I think I just learned. So my style has changed from the last house to this house. I think just by learning more about like what I like and like what comfort and elegance can look like. I feel like when you're unsure, especially when I'm unsure, something I just go with like simple and like neutrals. And I really wanted to like evolve past that. But not that anything is wrong with like creams and beiges and neutrals. I still love that. But I feel like that was like just the first step into like knowing what I liked as far as like shapes and styles and silhouettes of furniture and texture and rugs and stuff like that. And then with this house, I could go a little beyond that because I was more comfortable. Also, I'm a firm believer in like doing what a house needs. So like that first house, like we didn't design that house. We just found that house and we were in a crunch. So that house was a farmhouse. Like that's just the style of it. It was more traditional. So we really leaned into like the modern farmhouse aesthetic because that's what made sense. Like making that a super modern house inside to me just would have been like it wouldn't have went together. So we really played up what was there naturally. Like it had the wood beams, it had the fireplace with the wood. So we kind of like leaned into that more and like what that aesthetic was. I feel like this is more modern. So I wanted to do something more contemporary, more transitional. Because designing a house is a full-time job. It is why it's a career. I am just very passionate about design in general, and I love to learn. So for me, I'm taking this project on, but I immerse myself. Like I'm not watching fashion content when I get on YouTube. When I get on YouTube, I'm watching interior designers. I'm doing home tours. I'm watching. I subscribe to like every channel that does house tours and all type of house tours, and like leaning into the experts basically, because I want to know not what's right and what's wrong, but just like all of the possibilities. So that way I can um, create my own thoughts and kind of just know if I'm going in the right direction. Also, just pick up more inspo. I know in my mind what I want it to look like. I use Pinterest, of course. I'll pop up my Pinterest boards. I love Pinterest because for me, that's just a way to get started, right? You can literally just look at, you can type in for this modern house designs. A ton of things will come up, all type of design styles. And I can at least start to narrow down things I'm just drawn to. So then once I have, 20 or 30 different pictures of just things I'm drawn to, they typically have some commonalities, right? So like for this living room, when I was trying to design it, all of the living rooms I saved and pinned all had like really dark rugs. They had really oversized coffee tables that were some type of stone or marble. Most of them had either gray or tan oversized sectionals or some type of like large couch. They all had a very sleek fireplace, like that literally. So then I just started like piecing that together and figuring out, okay, then like tones do I want to go with? Tones do I want to go with? Then I start watching like the interior designers, right, and the stylists on YouTube and basically mainly YouTube, but also magazines. Now when I go to the airport, I don't get fashion magazines. I get interior design magazines. So then that just helps me add on to what I think I like, right? So then I'll see something that is similar to this, or maybe it's a different color palette, or maybe it's the type of toss pillows I hadn't thought about, or maybe it's even just like how books are stacked on the coffee table. I literally would be like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna try that when I get home. Those are the main tools, and I put everything in Canva. There are better ways or better tools to use for interior design specifically to like lay out the room. But Canva's what I know, so that's what I stick with. And I literally just, when I see something and I think I might want to buy it, I go online and find a picture of it, screenshot it, put it in Canva, and I kind of just make the room. That's basically, and again, I'll be popping up pictures. But that is my biggest tool. One, just like to save money so that I'm not like buying things or energy and time. I'm not buying things and returning it and having the hassle. And I can just like look at it for a while. Just like I do now with stuff in here where like I might move this chair over there and leave it for a week. I do that with the board. Like I will put up things and be like, this is the living room. And then I'll go back to it in 3 days and be like, oh, I hate that chair right there. Okay. Glad I didn't buy that chair yet. I think I want this type of chair now. And just like letting it sit. I feel like that's pretty much the process question. So the biggest things I've learned from the designers, and I'm going to credit Bridget Romanek, the lady I was talking about, and she just inspired me to build me up. Just watching the home tour, it's literally 5 minutes long, was really that it's about how your home makes you feel. Which I take that into like my personal style and getting dressed every day. Like again, you can tell me this is the worst outfit you've ever seen. It doesn't matter to me. I feel good in it. That's all that matters. But in my house, because I don't feel like a professional or an expert, I feel like I'm a little more sensitive or like, okay, what are you supposed to do? What's the right thing to do? And watching her, and I watch a lot of like Homeworthy where they do really long tours and people really get like very detailed. And I always take away like things bring people joy, and that's why it should be in your house. You can follow like the, what size rug you can have for whatever type of living room. And your drape should be hung this high. Like those are good things to know. But most importantly is like, how do you want to feel in this space? I knew how I wanted to feel in my old house, which was calm. That's why things were the way they were. Like I am very anxious. I have a very busy mind. I have a very frantic lifestyle. I travel a lot. When I come home, I just wanted to feel calm. Here is a little different. I feel like I have a little balance now. And I also feel like I'm a little bit of a different person. I've changed, I've grown, I've experienced more, I've traveled to more places. I wanted that to be reflected in this house. So again, how do I want to feel in my house? It's like my biggest takeaway, making sure whatever I do is going to bring me joy because I'm on the person's calendar. And Josh. Yeah, this. However, combining styles is very important because I've seen many women can have different tastes. But I have to say, me and Josh have very similar tastes. And he is very vocal with like input and like what he prefers, preferences, and those kind of things. I feel like people just think, one, people think I dress him, which I very much don't. I never have. And people think that like this is all me. Like the stuff in the kitchen, that was his idea. I just felt like something was missing. He like found this guy, but he found the stuff online and he was like, oh, I think this should be this. Even with like lighting fixtures, I will kind of like have some ideas and then I'll usually ask him like, okay, here's 3 things for the, this pendant. Like which ones do you like? And he will give a hard like, oh, I hate that one. I'm like, oh, that was my favorite. Okay. Let's figure out how we can combine what we both like. What do you not like about this one? He'll be like, oh, I don't think that, we talk through it. But for the most part, we do have very similar aesthetics. But I'm open to both. Like what he prefers is not right or wrong, and what I'm looking to do is not right or wrong. But it's about like finding the balance. I do have, I feel like, especially in this house, a more masculine approach. So that probably helps too. Like I'm not trying to like splash big everywhere. If I did, I'm sure he would be fine. But I'm not. So I think that helps too. But I think just like compromise, balance, and asking like the probing questions. Like sometimes he'll say no to something, and I'm like, what's the no about? Like, why do you not like it? And he might come back with something where I'm like, that actually doesn't look like that in person, or that's not what it is, or and it's just like I need to clarify something. So I think compromise, asking probing questions, maybe showing the plan. When I show the mood board, that helps a lot too. Where I'll be like, oh, do you like this one thing? And then I'll show it to him all together, and then he'll be like, oh, actually, that looks nice with everything else. So that's my tip.
Great tip. What advice would you give to those who are just trying to identify what their interior design style is?
Oh, I love this. So finding your design style, I think the easiest way is just to Google interior design styles. That's one of the first things I did was when I was making my mood board before we get to this house, just to get clear on if what I thought was the actual thing, right? Like sometimes you just hear buzzwords. And you can also take quizzes. So I would Google both, Google interior design styles and interior design quizzes. There's a lady I follow on TikTok, and I'll put her up if I can remember her name or find her. But she does like interior. She's an interior designer, but she does like she rearranges people's houses on TikTok. That's what she does. Like people send her pictures instead of design this room. But her website also has a quiz, which I took, and then I just like Googled some things because there's so many types of style, and most of the time you're going to be multiple types of design styles, which are just going to help you identify furniture and things to pick so that you kind of stick. You get to where you're trying to go, right? You have this vision of what you want the room to look like, and if you kind of know your design style and know what falls into that, you kind of know the pieces to pick. Like the old house, that design style was very it was very organic, modern, which is still my design style, but mixed with other things. It was organic, modern. It was farmhouse. It was a little traditional, because that's what the area called for and the house called for. And it was very like, I can't think of the exact word. I want to say like coastal, but not coastal like city coastal, but also like desert type of vibes. It was California, but kind of also like desert, organic, modern farmhouse. That was what I would describe this style as. This one I would say is still like organic, modern because I do like plants and I like woods and I like the person in our front yard. But I would say it's more contemporary, which contemporary just means of the moment, current things. So I do like trends, things like that. I do like current things. I think about like marbles or things like that. I do like contemporary pieces. I always am gonna lean towards California chic, which is California chic. So I feel like that's where you see like the actual design of this house more. Like it's a modern house, but when people come in, they're like, "Oh, I feel like I'm in California." Like with the glass and like the balcony and like the doors to the backyard. That's kind of the vibe too. And then I also am leaning more into mid-century modern, just with this house. I feel like mid-century, again, it's like the dark woods, the low furniture, legs, or like certain leg design style and certain things. So, but take a quiz and just Google. And then once you have like 3 or 4, you can kind of go down a rabbit hole on Pinterest. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Okay, so this is a house update. Leave any questions, we can chit chat. Make sure you check out Brick Linen. Again, it's one of my favorite bedding companies. It's what I have on my bed now. It's what my guests have, and we love it. And you can save 15%. And I will leave the code below. That's everything. Thank you again to Brick Linen for sponsoring the beginning of this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.